Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yeah, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down.
What is going on, crypto fam? Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Nightcap. We're doing this every Monday through Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we bring you some of the most important market news as well as technical analysis that you can actually use for tomorrow. And we got a lot to talk about because it's been a minute since we've actually talked. XRP went to the moon. A couple other projects, they just followed right along. I'm telling you guys, it is like playing whack-a-mole right now. You don't know what's going to pop, so be careful with exiting out of one and trying to dump into another thinking you're going to chase the pump. My advice is just be very, very careful. Keep that exposure to what you got. But hey, it should be green, baby. If you guys are long on a lot of these like AVAX and XRP, some of these legacy projects and tokens, they're all making their move now. So congratulations to everyone. It is looking quite nice out there right now. But we do have some news to talk about with Bitcoin and with the U.S. government. They might be potentially having some paper hands, as FD was saying. But hey, I got some people on with me today, man. You know, we got Detroit's own, one of the busiest guys in crypto, FD White, my dude. But we also have a very special guest tonight. I got none other than the man himself, Blockchain Crusader, my dude. Let's bring him up.
What's going on, boys? Party time.
That's it, man. How you been, man? How you been?
Doing good, bro. Enjoying the pumps, bro. Enjoying the pumps.
It's fun. It is fun, man. If you guys are catching them, there has been some very crazy moves, right? XRP moved, almost 500%, between 400 and 500%, just depending on where you got in at. It's crazy. And then, I mean, it's just every time you look at a chart, there's one that you see is like 30% up for the day, and you're like, what is going on? So it's fun, man.
Man, I told you at 7 cents, it was nothing but space and opportunity in between those volume profiles. Once it broke that level, it was just nothing above us. So now it finally came out, man. So shout out to the barbarians. I think that's what they call themselves. And it's a few coins that's moving, man, but it's a lot. Like you said, man, TradeFly, it was a great analogy that you said, whack-a-mole. So you just got to catch
it. That's it. That's my thing, man, whack-a-mole.
I got my MCT oil, man. I'm ready to be up all night trading with the skin.
All right.
Shout out to the G, man. So
I thought it was going to be our skincare product line we were bringing out, man, but I guess not. That's all right. So, Crusader, what's up, man? Well, you know, I know we know each other, and I know a lot of people in the chat know you, but I'm going to go ahead. I'll give you the opportunity to go ahead and introduce yourself for those that are new, because we know retail is starting to come back now. So it might be their first exposure they've had to me, to FD, and to you. So I'll give you that opportunity to say what's up to those that are new.
Yeah, man. Appreciate the invite on the show, dude. You guys are great. I hope you guys are all hitting that subscribe, hitting those likes, pumping these numbers up. But yeah, man, I've been, my name's Blockchain Crusader. That's what I go by online. I've been in the crypto space since 2017. Started making content back in 2020, 2021. Started on TikTok, met Crypto Keeper. We jumped onto YouTube, made our own YouTube channel. I don't know what it's called now. It used to be called Debate Crypto. Then it was called Crypto Wars. I think now it's called like Trading Wars or something. And then now earlier this year I branched off on my own, so now I have my own YouTube channel, Blockchain Crusader, my own TikTok and Twitter, Blockchain Crusader all around. And yeah, man, just been a journey, bro. It's been a journey. This is my third bull market. So I've been through many bear markets, many bull markets, and it's just exciting to be at this point in time where there's massive euphoria going on. Minds are melting, right? And people are just don't have game plans. But this is why, if you have a game plan, you're calm, cool, and collected at these points in time. So yeah, man, just an exciting time in the market. Glad to be here.
Yeah, man,
that's a perfect. Sorry for cutting you off, TradeFly.
No, you're good. You're good.
No, and that's a perfect thing to say, Crusader. Cool, calm, and collected. Because the greed, man. Once greed kicks in or FOMO kicks in, man, you lose a lot of money like that too. Trying to jump from trying to selling too late or letting it's a wild trip mentally.
Yeah, man.
Bull run to play with you. So that's a great point that you brought up, man.
That's
I was telling TradeFly, sorry. I was telling TradeFly earlier before we got on the screen that people on Twitter, right, they're all tweeting or Xing or whatever they call it nowadays, freaking I'm selling all my Solana because Solana's slightly having a pullback, right? And I'm buying all into XRP. It's like, you're really gonna buy into a 500% pump right now after just because Solana had a slight pullback. Not that I'm any Solana maxi or anything like that, but it just doesn't make sense. That just shows the lack of game planning for those people, because those people, if you're really so bullish on XRP, you would have been buying under $1, right? Even when it broke $1, it hovered at $1.10, $1.06 for weeks before this massive pump. You're gonna chase it now? That just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, by definition, that is FOMO, and that is why that term is in the market. So do not be one of those statistics. So, all right, let's go ahead, give a shout out to those that are in the chat, because you're the reason we do this. So we got to say what's up to you guys. I like to run down the list here. It's just one of the things I like to do. Indie Rock Crypto in the house. Chris Klein's in here. What is up, my dude? Username in the house, of course. How you doing, brother? Jeffrey Stonesweiser. How you doing? Alex O Crypto, my dude, my fam. He's part of the show most of the time. But yeah, he's my dude. He's my dude. What's up? All sets in here. Who else we got? Alexandra G, the best mod in the house. How are you, lady? Hope all is well. Hope you had a great weekend. And scrolling down here, Caffeinated Crypto's in the house, dropping the emojis. You know it. Wick's wife, Fine89. She is our other fine moderator. She's always in here. We love having her. All right, Crypto Pollo's in the house. Cluck, cluck, my dude. How are you? And let's scroll. Harp's in here. He knows he's singing the music there. He loves everyone loves that intro music. It is pretty fire, I'm not gonna lie. All right, let's go scrolling down here. Oh, there it went. It skipped. As soon as y'all start blowing up the chat, it just starts moving on me. Let me catch back up to where I was here. All right, going through. We got Army Piper. What's up, dude? He is the reason for the show. Wick 589's in here. How you doing, brother? Hope all is well. The Dusty Hunt, he said, yo, what's up, dude? And Buck, he said, wow, I'm late. I figured I had another 10 minutes. Not today, my friend. We were on time. Y'all can thank Blockchain Crusader for being punctual. I ain't going to call anyone else out, but he might have been on time. Not FD. You were fine today, FD. It was, I will just say some previous people. So I'm always scrambled at the end trying to get everything lined up. So thank you. Blockchain Crusader, for being on time. We appreciate that. Brother. All right, C90 for the win. Good evening. How are you, brother? Hope all is well. Cool. I think I hit most of you in the chat. If not, just let me know. Scream at me, and I'll give you a shout out in a bit. All right, here. So the way we kind of like to do it here, to give you a little background, if you haven't watched the show too often, is we're going to start this off with what we call the daily Degen. All right, so we give the people the opportunity to vote whether they want to go long or short on a particular coin, and we don't do a lot of TA. Very minimal TA. We might do a couple trend lines, look at the RSI, the MACD, and then we just go for it. We're up like 100%. It's kind of
actually take a trade.
Oh yeah, I take a trade with my.
Okay.
I don't use a lot of cow. I use like $10. You know, nothing
Yeah,
big. But I go 50x, and I'm a man of the people. You know, if they want to go long, we go long. And you know what? They are bullish AF all the time. I'm not gonna lie. We're sitting at 80% long right now, and they haven't even looked at the trade. They don't even know what we're gonna do. They're already 20 votes, 80%. They're just long all the time. It's hilarious. All right, Wick 589 with a $5 super chat. He said, Crusader never liked that XRP stuff. Not knocking you. Just need you to temper me. Need your honest opinion tonight. Oh, there it is, man.
I got my opinion. Me everywhere, bro. They know. We can rant about that later.
All right. We'll do that.
Let's
see.
do the Degen thing, and then
Let's do it. Alex O, he said HBAR or algo. Okay. All right. Let's do. We were just talking about HBAR. Let's pull HBAR up. Let's do that. Let's get it going here. All right, the Daily Degen. You guys know what's up. Let's go ahead and look up HBAR. Here we go. Goodness gracious, 24 hours. It's up 46%. That's totally something I want to long right now on a pullback. Cool. All right. You know what? I'll give you guys an opportunity in the chat to think about this. All right. If I see a lot of shorts in there, maybe I'll take the short, but Alex said press buy. All right. I mean, what do you guys think? I'll let a couple chats. FD, Crusader, what do you guys think? Just looking at this, we're on the 15-minute chart right now. It is a clear uptrend, but opportunity, I think, to kind of pull back at least to the moving average here. But hey, what do I know?
How short or long term is this trade gonna be?
This
like
is
a swing trade or just like a
today. It's during the show, so like we got 45 minutes for this thing to move.
Okay.
So it's hard. It's hard.
That's
but
hard. That's hard. We
got
some targets. We got some
draw
targets to the upside on HBAR. I know that for sure. I got a chart on it. We got some targets up at 39.37, but we do also have a rejection at around 36 right now. So I might be looking for a short on HBAR just for the short term, but that's just me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing. I'm not a trader, guys. I don't know nothing.
Oh, that's baloney. I've seen you making trades, trying to make that $100 a day. Don't think I don't watch you. All right, so you can see a pretty clear channel in the 15-minute that was working its way up, honoring that pretty nice. It did break out. Looks like it wants to come back down and retest. So you bullish people out there may have an opportunity here to have a little bit of a bounce on the top side of that channel. There is an opportunity, right? A little bit of psychology there, where people might jump in, might be a short. I mean, not short play, but it might be a short little bounce. So there's an opportunity here. Let's see. And now, all right, Alex, you're confusing me, man. Now you're saying 1,000 rats is a good long too. Nah, that's it. We're committed, bro. HBAR. It's happening. All right, let's see in the chat. You guys, you just talking your own thing. Crypto Polio, he said short it. But that's it, man. You're one of not many. I got to be honest with you. It's 83% for long. It's happening, guys. All right. We've belabored the point. MACD's turning on you guys. RSI's coming down. There's everything that says don't do this. We're going to do it. All right. So here we go. I know, right?
You're brave,
don't worry about TradeFly's money. He don't need it. It's okay. It's all right. I don't like money anyway. It's stupid. All right, here we go. Let's see.
Retro Mike Tech with the 589 super chat. Appreciate you, Retro Mike Tech.
Yeah, we're using Mike's money tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, there we go.
I'm not putting a lot of capital on this. I'm not doing $100 or anything. Just $10.
I mean, at this point in the market, anything's possible, right? There's so much euphoria that something pumping 40%.
I know.
Pumps another 40% tomorrow.
You know what I'm looking at right now, Crusader TradeFly. I'm looking for coins that pumped 10%, looking for it to pump another 30%. That's my goal right now. Like, I'm not even looking for like anything that has a bounce. I'm looking for small bounces that turn into big bounces. And I got my eye on AVAX. I talked about AVAX a little bit.
Hey, should we close this? We're up 18%. We're up 20%
already. Let's go.
Yep, I closed it.
Closed it. Let's go. Yo, printing money, bro. Printing money and what was that? 45-second?
Oh my god, that was like 25%, 23%, and like less than a minute.
That's
Let's
like
go.
the YouTube gurus, the forex gurus, man, who make $20,000 in a minute. Man.
Oh my god. There it is. Well,
Nice.
here we go. Let's I think I got a round of applause on here. Where is it at? There it is. Hey. You guys did it. 1 minute. We are up, I think, over 120% for the daily Degen so far. So you guys are amazing. Hey, one of the big things is know when to get out, man. When you're up 23%, it's time to close. We did it.
Get out
all
of
right.
there, bro.
Well, all right, on to the next segment. Let's go ahead and get over to some of the news here. First up, we got is maybe I'll share it, maybe I won't. Here it is. All right, just in. Coinbase now allows users to purchase cryptocurrency with Apple Pay. Yo, I think this is big. Apple is one of the biggest companies in the world. I mean, how many times do kids and people go to stores now and be like, hey, do you accept Apple Pay? Like, I hear it all. There's times I forget my wallet and I'm like, hey, you guys got Apple Pay? Like, you know, and so to be able to now buy cryptocurrency with it, I think is massive news. It's another step towards adoption, even though I think we fully kind of have adopted crypto at this point. It's just another thing that opens up the doors for more money to flow through crypto, and it just makes it more mainstream. And I think it's so important, man. And yeah, I'll go over to you guys, Crusader. I mean, what do you think, man, in terms of like bullish news? I think this is actually probably bigger than people are giving it credit for, to be honest.
It definitely is. It's ease of use, right? We know younger generations, like you were saying, are all about the Apple Pay, right? Everything is digital on their phone, and being able to link that into Coinbase, which is pretty much the number one exchange in the United States, is also a sign of showing that regulation, or at least the anticipation that regulation is going to get better for crypto, is coming, right? And these companies are anticipating that and starting to put the bridge there so that they can start taking advantage of all these microtransactions, and they're going to be making money, right? There's going to be a little premium, I'm sure, for using Apple Pay here and there, along with Coinbase, because Coinbase always has a little extra fee here and there for the ease of use. So they're preparing for that, and I think that's a good sign for adoption. It's a good sign for just in general, like you said, bringing more money into the space and just making it easier for everybody to sign up.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, shout out to Alex O. He dropped a $10 Canadian super chat. He said, come on, you're a brave pilot. I love your family. God bless Crusader. Well, hey, thanks for the setup, man. You called HBAR, so thank you. And great job, guys, calling along and taking 23% in less than a minute. That happened today. Go. CVO Crypto, what's up, bro? I see you in the chat. Just want to give you a shout out. We're going to get you back on the show as well, so hit me up on the DM. And then Crypto Blood's in the house. Good Lord. Everybody's in here. Crusty Crypto's in here. Man, y'all are fired up today. Let's go. All right, man. So, bullish news. Let's go on to the next thing we got here. Bringing up the trio cam. Let's go. All right, the U.S. government has sent 10K Bitcoin valued at nearly $1 billion to Coinbase Prime Hot Wallet. This is actually not bullish news. So you know what we have to do here. We got to sound the siren. Yes, this is our first piece of FUD for the night. And if you're wondering why we had the little dumpsy do today, I think this could be a catalyst for that little bit of a pullback we're having. Not so bad though, right? Like, we're going to get to the charts. We'll look at it. We still got plenty of support underneath of us, but things like this, it seems to be a trend. Remember when Trump said, hey, like, I might use this as a financial reserve, and we had all that bullish news or momentum coming off the Bitcoin conference. What did the U.S. immediately do? Dump it on your face, right? And here we go again. Everyone's flooding back in. Everyone's getting excited. Retail's back. And what's the government going to do? It's time to sell some more Bitcoin. So not too surprised there. I don't know that there's any rhyme or reason, to be honest, with the U.S. Why they're selling, just like Germany. A lot of people were giving them flack, like, hey, if you would have held, if you didn't have paper hands, you guys would have a lot more money right now. But here nor there, I don't know that that's really necessarily the way it works. I think there's just probably a time schedule in terms of when they plan on getting rid of these assets. And that's probably more likely than them saying they're trying to play the market. I don't think that's the case. But here nor there, I do think it could be a reason for a little bit of a pullback today. And, that's what we got there. Let me go over to the trio cam. talk it out a little bit. FD, I'll give you the opportunity this time. What do you think, man? Do you think this could have been a little reason for the pullback today?
Maybe a little bit, but I've been watching this Bitcoin dominance, and it's been falling. It's been falling dramatically over the past few days. So I think it's just a rotation into alts right now. A little bit of a rotation into alts, and the bull market. Another thing about the bull market, man. The rotation. So sometimes it's not even new liquidity coming in. It's just the same liquidity going to different sectors or different coins. So it looks like a lot of people are taking profit from maybe like Solana, Sui, all these other coins, and putting it into XRP, which is catapulting this wave of XRP price action. But the total market cap is going up. So it's just I'm staying focused on what's going on, but I don't think it matters. It doesn't matter right now, man. Once we're in this full-fledged bull run, FOMO is starting to kick in. I don't think not a 10K sale is not going to really, not really going to hinder a big. So if they came and just sold all of it, if they just put all of it on the market, it'd probably be like maybe a dump for like a couple of days or something. But we're eating up all this. We're going to eat up all this and continue to keep going up. Michael Saylor buy it. He could have just sold it to him.
He just bought it. He just bought like 1.5 billion. He just bought another 1.5 billion. So he bought it up for sure. I mean, Brandon is just trying to get a nice little bonus check before he checks out. You know what I mean?
You know what? They're doing a lot of questionable things, man, these past couple of days over there, man. So I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know. Maybe the last hurrah. We're gonna partner a couple people. We're gonna sell some Bitcoin, and we're gonna keep it moving, man, before we get up out of here. So
how you doing? Keep it moving. Let's go. All right. Let's go ahead. We're gonna go over to our market pulse segment here. We're gonna look at the total market cap and see what we can take away from that, as well as some of the top 10, 15 cryptos. So here we go. Total market cap is sitting at 3.47 trillion. That is down 1.04% over the last day. 24-hour trading volume is currently sitting at 286 billion. That is up 71%. Bitcoin dominance is currently at 54.64%. That's a decrease of 0.76 over the last day. So that makes sense with what FD is talking about, right? A little bit of a rotation there. Some of your trending coins, you got XRP, that's at $2.72. And that has been a big mover over the last few days. And we'll talk more about that because this total market cap is through the roof right now. It actually flipped another major token, and we'll see that here in a second here. DD BAM, don't know much about that. BTC is at number 3. Baby BTC, that was actually one of the most searched crypto Google terms over the last 48 hours. Yes, I do look at those because I am interested to see why some videos pop and others don't. And a lot of times what you'll see, you want to hear something interesting, you could actually, your show name could actually have an impact on how many views you'll get based on if that cryptocurrency is actually being searched right now. I learned that last night. So that's some of the research I do here in the background. XLM, that is your number 5 that we're looking at right now. And that did have a big move as well with XRP. It is up quite a bit. It is down, I guess, 7.19% maybe on their trending list. I don't know what it is overall, but let's go to the top 15 here. Let's go scroll down through that. Bitcoin is currently sitting at 95K, and that is down 2.49% over the last 24 hours. Ethereum is at 3,600. That's down 2.85%. XRP, this is what we have to talk about. It is up 14.22%. It is up 87.92% over 7 days. But look at the market cap. It is now at 155 billion. We'll call it 54 now. And that has now flipped Tether and Solana. This happened, ladies and gentlemen, in days. In days, that's how much money flowed into XRP. That's wild. That is wild to think about. So now XRP, your number 3 token. So here we are all talking about Solana. All right. We're like, hey, Solana's going to flip Ethereum this cycle. Look at the difference in market cap between Solana and XRP in a matter of days. I'm talking about like 72 hours. All right. Solana's at 107 billion. XRP's at 154. That's wild. All right. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see if Solana flips Ethereum. But it looks like XRP might be the new favorite. And that's wild to think about. I'll be honest, I would not have projected or thought that here. If you asked me a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago. That is for certain. You know, we were giggling about XRP being between 50 and 60 cents, you know, and here we are at $2.71. So wild to think about. BNB, that's currently at 650. That's down 2.22%. Dogecoin is down 7.25%. That's at 41 cents. Cardano is at 129. So it has regained some of that move because it was down under $1. So it went up over $1. It was in the 120s, went down under $1, and now it's back up over $1. So looking good. I think $1 is a big, big area for Cardano. I talked about that before. It's a psychological area. And if you look at the last cycle for Cardano, it stayed around $1 quite a bit. It's where it found support over and over again. That was my entry on Cardano during the last cycle, and now we are up over $1 again. So that's good to see for Cardano. I know a lot of people are invested in that. There's a lot of people, you know, that I'm friends with. There's a lot of people in this industry that are heavily invested in Cardano, and so it's really good to see for those that have kind of kept the faith and rode with Cardano are now seeing kind of the fruits of their labor. And I would say a lot of them are probably positive in their trade again, because don't think for a second that a lot of people didn't get into Cardano over $1, because I know that they did, and they were kind of lathering in on the way down. But I think most of you should be pretty profitable, I would say, on Cardano, especially if you kept DCA in. And that's why we love DCA. And we talk about DCA so much here, is because if you think about Cardano and you were to bought somewhere around, let's say $1.29, even if you continue to DCA in all the way down, think about where your entry is, right? Like, so your entry is now somewhere like in the middle of where it was bear market lows and where it is now. So you've increased your profit, right? A lot, if you think about that. So, you know, that's why, you know, to me, DCA is king, especially if you're new. If you guys are just getting into crypto, that's my biggest recommendation to anyone, right? And now you're probably sitting here, and, you know, we can talk about this a little bit. You're probably sitting here like, well, I missed the move. Like XRP is up 500%, and this and that is up 400% and 300%. It probably is. It's scary, but that's why you DCA. You don't ape in at this point, right? You DCA in, and then you can ride that back down, even during a bear market. Even if you ride it through the bear market, you just got it time. You got to wait, right? Over time, it goes back up, you know, hopefully, unless the project just dies altogether. But, you know, if you're in Bitcoin, you're in Ethereum, Solana, you know, some of the major players here, understand that, you know, you could have bought Bitcoin at the top, and you would only have to go up to about 30,000 before you're profitable again. So correlate that to some of these altcoins, just so you can understand, you know, what you're getting into and why DCA is so important as a strategy. All right, AVAX, love to see this. Let's go. Number 10, it's at $51. We were talking about this at 22. That is where I did have an entry on AVAX, and looky, it is up 12% today and is up 21.35% over 7 days. Tron, that is up 5.76% at 22 cents. Shiba Inu, that is not doing all that great. That's down 7%. I think that's following Doge a little bit. Concoin at $6.55. We were hitting on that quite a bit, sub $5. That is down 5% over 24 hours. And Stellar Lumen, XLM, that is currently down 7%. That's pulling back just a little bit. And Polkadot at number 15. Let's go. That's at $10, and that is up 6.45% and 19.87 cents over the last 7 days. All right, let's check out the chat and look at Dave Digital. What's up, bro? How you doing? He said Fugazi. I know that's a call out for you, man. So that's
Fugazi.
Yeah, that's one of your peeps right there, man, for sure. What's up, Dave? Hope all is well, my friend. Who else we got in here? Crypto Billy, my dude, with $1.99 super chat. He said, "What's up? Remember, comb."
That's right. See. Remember that comb.
There it is. There it is. You got your own fan club in here today, man. Shit, we're gonna bring you on the show more often.
Good to see him.
Hey, Crypto Billy's great peeps, man. That whole crew. I love that crew, honestly. They're good peoples.
Really good.
We're gonna be on tomorrow. If you guys aren't tracking on that, let me see if I can pull this up here. We'll go over the bubbles right. I'll let you guys look at the bubbles. FD, if you can see the bubbles, I'm gonna have you go over the bubbles in the background. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up X and pull up the post for tomorrow, since we're going to be on BGT. Can you see the bubbles?
Yep. Yes, so I'm already looking at. I got ONDO pulled up on my chart, and I see it on the bubbles right now. We were talking about ONDO breaking that 85-cent level, and I said it was to the moon once it broke that. Right now we're sitting at $1.67, approaching $2. We're up 33% today. Flare, which is a proxy of XRP, is up. I think it was 18%. The screen is going, there you go. HBAR up almost 50% at 45%. Sand, another Dino coin, that's up about 23%. Algo, I can't see what that says. That's probably up at least about 15 to 20%. I haven't seen that one. Chainlink, Chainlink is up. Is that 28%? So
28%.
yeah, so a lot of people, like all these legacy coins, these dino coins, as we call them, they've been moving, and they seems like this is going to be the play for the going into the new year. And then I think we'll start to see different narratives in different sectors start to play out, going into the new year. And like we talk about, like statistically or historically rather, altcoin season really starts to ramp up at the end of the halving year, going into the next year after the halving. So those first 3 months, those first 2 or 3 months of 2025 should be fireworks, even though we will have some ebbs and flows in the market. But I think we're in for a nice little rally. VeChain up, I think that says 15 or 18%. Mana, I think that's Decentraland. So Sand is up, Mana is up. Those usually move together. Maker, I think I can't see in the corner. Caspa is down. Caspa's gonna have a turn, man. I don't know.
I don't want to talk about Caspa anymore. It's banned. It's banned.
Caspa was actually the first mover in around this time last year. Caspa was the talk of the space, man. Around this time last year, everybody thought Caspa was probably going to like $5. Like, yeah, it's going to $5. It's going to $5 because it was the first mover once Bitcoin really started to move in like November of 2023. And Caspa led the charge, but it hasn't really done anything. We need to flip that. I know we need to flip like that 17-cent area. I think it was, I have to look at the chart, but I think it's on 17 cent, and we can start to see some more upside. But meme coins look like they're taking a break right now. So I went on TikTok earlier. I didn't see people talking about all type of chill guy butt scratch and all type of new coins being created, man. So I guess a lot of people got wrecked. I'm sure what's percentage of people you think that get their alpha on TikTok for meme coins get wrecked? I put a poll on X. I said 95% of people who get their meme coin alpha on TikTok got wrecked, man. Hopefully they didn't, but it's so hard, man, because they don't do any TA. It's just you can't really do TA on a meme coin, especially if it launched 3 hours ago and it's up 80,000%. But I just hope people, once you get wrecked, I hope that's a lesson. That's your tuition. That was my tuition, getting wrecked in round trip. That made me, try to figure out what's actually going on. So hopefully that's
crazy. The crazy part about some of those people that are shilling the project, they're not even paid. Like, these people are putting this time in to like make these like videos and like 30-second clips.
They're talking their own book.
They're trying to pump their own bags. Yeah, that's exactly it. But it's wild, man. It's not even a community thing. It's just it's
the equivalent of like a Van X CEO coming on and talking about Bitcoin's going to 180. He's talking his book. He's trying to pump his bag. Like, they go on CNBC and do the same thing. So, I don't even say anything when these people come on TikTok and make these crazy videos. But Pump.fun was getting out of control for a minute. So I'm glad that kind of died down. So we'll see what happens when that meme coin craze comes back, which it will.
Yeah. Right on. Let's get over to the liquidation heat map. We got it on the 3-day right now. You can see a hot spot right up at around 98,450. Nothing too crazy. You can see the trend right now is really starting to kind of work its way down and right. All right. And you can see that the hot spot is really coming in, not here. All right. It's really, once we got rejected off of here, you started developing that trend. You can see liquidity now starting to build up. So people are starting to take leveraged short positions, and they're putting their stop losses, or their liquidation area is right about 98,450, 98,500. Okay. So that's a hot spot on the map. What do you have to the downside? Not a lot. I mean, it's heating up, but it's not a crazy amount of liquidity to the downside. So do I think on the short term that the maker has a lot to chase, at least for Bitcoin in the short term? Not a whole lot. I don't know that there's going to be much that's going to be driving the price action here in terms of liquidity. Let's zoom out a little bit. We'll look at the monthly, and let's see what we have in terms of a hot spot on the monthly. That might give us a little more of a macro look at where this could go, but maybe not. There we go. All right. So there it is. Right about, more than $1 billion. There's a couple $1 billion worth of liquidity sitting up around pretty close to 100K. All right, right around 99.8, essentially where we had our all-time high. And that makes a lot of sense that, people are timing the market. And as you get multiple rejections and you start developing what looks like a little bit of a reversal, we'll see. I mean, we still need to kind of set a lower low here, and then we could probably call that a little bit of a reversal on a shorter time frame. Remember, trends within trends, always a thing. You got to kind of look at those. But right now, it's kind of, I'd say, going more horizontal. All right, so we could be establishing ourselves into another period of consolidation that we saw before. And that has been the trend for Bitcoin. Makes a move up, consolidates, makes a move up, consolidates. We did have an extended period. I think it was more than 6 months of consolidation here from like February until this recent breakout. And we'll kind of see. But, in terms if you're a trader and you like to trade support and resistance, this could be a potential opportunity for you if we get that bounce here. What I would look for as someone that's swing trading or somebody that's trying to trade a range is to see that we get a bounce right around, I would say, about 92K or so. And if we get that bounce and we get a confirmation and you see price starting to work its way back up, then, that could be an opportunity to play this range from, top to bottom, kind of like we did before in the previous range. So in terms of liquidity, I don't think there's anything really driving us, too far in either direction. I mean, really the closest alligator to the boat in terms of liquidity is up by the all-time high again. So that would actually give you a bias to chase the price up a little bit higher, vice down. So interesting to look at on the charts. You think you would see a little bit different, but again, it could be a case of people kind of getting beat into submission, right? You look for that. When price action makes a move in a direction and you start seeing it cool down and you don't see those hot spots anymore, then you say, okay, it might be time for a true reversal. So until we see this hot spot up at about 100K, 99.8, I don't know that we can necessarily declare we're ready to kind of start pulling back and cooling off. So that is good news, I'll say, for the market, that the liquidity is to the top side. All right, let's go over to Bitcoin and take a look-see at Bitcoin. As you can see, I have been doing some strategy testing here, just messing with all kinds of stuff. This one, and this is not even something I meant to talk about, but it's up, so I will talk about. One of the strategies I came up with produced about 5,000% profit over 2022 and 2023. All right, so it took me hours and hours and hours of playing with this thing. You can see 50% profitable. It only closed 4 trades though, so it basically takes swing trades. But when it hits, it hits. And so if you guys don't have Chart Prime, I'll go ahead and just shill that right now since I have it up. I think that they're closing their, I want to say their Cyber Monday or Black Friday deal now. So definitely go over to Chart Prime and check it out. But this strategy builder, straight up, in terms of what Chart Prime brings to the table, this is it, man. Like, I would say this is the runaway number one in terms of what this thing brings. So it takes all the aspects of their indicators, right? And you can select it. You can go in. Matter of fact, we'll look at it kind of live. Might as well. You can go in and you can determine how much leverage you want to use. What's your base in terms of what you're starting with? Your period. Actually, that went 2022 to 2024. So that was the time frame there. And the reason I use 2022, let's actually go back so you can kind of see this too. This is completely on the fly here. TradeFly. There you go. So 2022 to 2023 was actually a 3,700% return. Now, there's a couple factors that you want to take into consideration when you're looking at this, right? And the reason you want to go back and look at the trades, right? Let's say listed trades. You want to go in and you want to look at the drawdown. So if you're using leverage in a trade, you want to make sure that your drawdown does not exceed your liquidation price. Very, very important when you're looking at the strategy builder here. So there's a bunch of different setups you can use, but it shows you your profit, yada, 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 where you entered, where you exited, and it'll give you a whole list. So as you tweak this, it will basically break down all of those trades for you. It's phenomenal. I've been messing with this thing pretty much all weekend. It's becoming a little bit of an obsession for me. But what am I on right now? That's the daily. Let's go to the 4 hour. You'll see more trades pop up here on the 4 hour. There you go. 18 trades closed. This is 2022 to 2023. This gives you a net profit of 120, we'll say $7,000. And the reason I use 2022 and 2023 when I was doing all of this trading, sorry to show you guys this, Vice actually getting into some TA, but we got Crusader and FD for that. I used 2022 because it was a downtrend. And I used 2023 because it was an uptrend. And doing your back testing in both a downtrend and an uptrend is very, very important. And you want to isolate the two. All right, so go through, set up your strategy to be like, okay, what does this do in 2022 as a whole during a downtrend? And you're testing all of those different test points, right? And you're like, okay, it's profitable in a downtrend. Cool, check. All right, let's go to 2023. Let's isolate that. All right, that's an uptrend. And you go through that and you're like, okay, cool, we're profitable. But now we want to merge the two because the idea for this is to be fire and forget. You don't want to be able to have hindsight and look at the market right now and be like, we're in 2024 and we know we're in an uptrend, or we were in an uptrend for 2024. We don't know if we're going to consolidate now and kind of level out or even reverse. We don't know that. So you need a strategy that can go both ways, right? Like it has to be able to win in both trends, a trending market, and whether it's down or up. In this one right here, again, 4 hour, closed 18 trades. I mean, let's go through the list of trades. Same thing. All right, so you're going through and you can see this one, $64,000 profitable. Now understand this is a 10K buy-in. All right, that's what I'm willing to play with personally. 10K buy-in, 20x leverage. But the thing is, you want to go down again and look at this drawdown. All right, so you want to make sure that when you're using 20x leverage, that at no point do you exceed your liquidation amount. Okay, that's very, very important. All right, so again, go through, you're going down, draw down, draw down, draw down, you're going through and you're making sure that none of that exceeds your liquidation amount. Okay, so that's an important part, but you can see, again, it gives you a breakdown, shows you your wins, your losses, all that good stuff. So I think this is fire. Honestly, like I think it's the best thing they've released, and it's not even close. I love the market dynamics. I think that's great. It gives you the breakouts. It gives you the smart targets. It's beautiful. It's the easy button in terms of seeing some of these patterns. And the market Oracle Plus, right? We love the dynamic reactor, which that is not this. This is actually the quantum reactor. So part of my strategy actually uses the quantum reactor on a fast, vice the dynamic reactor. But again, it's crazy. All right, so small bit of TA. Let's just look where we're at. Let me extend this because I haven't. Let's see. We got the value area. There we go. Let's move that to current price action. There we go. So you can see the value area high and the point of control pretty close together, right? But the point of control is really where you're finding resistance, all right? Multiple rejections. And this didn't move much. Even when I had the fixed range volume profile kind of back here, it still was roughly in the same area. So you can see point of control about 98.5 is a pretty important area to keep an eye on because it's resistance, and it's pretty clear resistance. You can see we did have a pattern break. Look at that. Smart target hit that on the freaking head. So another win for Chart Prime there. Did all by itself. This too, you can set the alert, right? You can set the alert. It'll tell you when the pattern break goes, and then it's up to you on whether you want to enter the trade. But here we go. Downside here. All right, we have the channel. Now we talked about this channel. When we had this first pullback, the area I was looking at was this channel. Why? Because it goes back to 2 years ago. And you can see that it's been a very significant area of price action, right? We've been playing this channel here on this channel for quite some time. And when you zoom out and you look at that, we have not had a weekly close underneath of the channel. So here it is right there. All right. So there's the bottom part of the channel. Here's the median where it acted as resistance. It's been phenomenal. And then we finally made a breakout. We broke out. We actually made it. I to be very clear, like I would have totally not expected it to break through the channel as easily as it did. Okay, but when you get some bullish momentum behind you and retail starts coming back, sometimes you can just not control cryptocurrencies. But here's what it is. It came down and actually retested. So what should have been resistance, very interestingly enough, turned out to be support. All right, so this channel has been, again, it's been up there for 6-7 months at a minimum. I've been showing it to you guys. So here we go. I mean, now if we're looking at price action, like if we're looking at the weekly here, I do want to take a look at the high Kanashis though, because that is something I'm always looking at. Let's look at the high Kanashis real quick. All right. One of the things that I want you to take note of note of is if it flips. Okay, so you can see it's starting to kind of level out right now. You can see it's going a little bit horizontal right over top of the channel. But if you see it flip, you know, that historically speaking would open up the opportunity for a little bit of downside movement. And then where could we go if we get some of that downside movement? Again, this is more just giving you some target areas to look at. I think 85K makes sense. All right, and 85K, you know, that was based on liquidity and a couple other factors. You had a couple trend lines that were lining up there, but 85K would be a nice little opportunity, I think, where you could see some price action off of that area. So keep an eye on that. I mean, until we see that, I'm not really going to start giving levels down here, right? Because there's a lot of confluence down here, right? You have horizontals, you got trend lines, you got patterns. I mean, you got the previous all-time high. I mean, if there's a place where I'm setting a limit order, it's at 73.8 or around there, about 74, right? Because that's where all the confluence is. That is where I am interested in getting into a position, is if price action pulls down to this area. And you can see the confluence on the chart. All right, there's too much lining up for me. And you can see I have an alert. All right, so I'm not playing with that area. If it does come down there, I will be looking for a bounce or taking a long position. So that'll just be a matter of, you know, what's going on in the world. You know, did something happen? You know, are we going to war? You know, what's happening? Because then, you know, that may be like, okay, well, hold on here. I'm not going to take that long position. But if it's just the price pulls back and, you know, we have a natural, just kind of a retracement, you know, a pullback that happens, you know, is there some kind of event that goes on that's not that big of a deal, but everything, the market just kind of pulls back? Like, that's stuff that you have to take into your analysis, especially if you're trading heavy, which I'll probably trade heavy, to be honest with you, if it comes down to that price area. So there's a couple areas for you guys to look at. We talked about some of the liquidity that's to the top side. You got the value area high, you got the point of control. I think that's two important areas for you to keep an eye on. You got the channel here. I think if it pulls back there, plus you have confluence with a trend line, that's about 91K. All right, about 91K. I think you're going to see some price action if price comes back down to that area. And then, you know, intermediate areas, 84.8 is a spot for you to look at. But 73 is the area that, you know, sit and wait. You know, you can put an order out there and it doesn't hurt you. It's free of charge, baby. Put that order out there. You know, not financial advice. You know, but you know, if you sometimes you get these crazy wicks. You get these weird wicks on a day, and you'll be shocked. You'll be sitting at 85K, and next thing you know, that thing dumps down real quick, touches that area, and bounces, and you're like, "Holy crap! I just got 3, 4, 5% in hours." Right? So again, that's an area that I will be personally looking for. So there's a quick look, nothing too crazy. Not breaking it down too much for you guys today. Let me see what I got in the chat going on here. But let's go ahead and go over to Crusader, man. I'm gonna switch over to Crusader. I'm gonna let him to do some TA, and then I'll look at the chat here and mix it up with you guys.
Yeah, man. I mean, I was looking at my Bitcoin chart. I have similar levels down there as well. We have the CME gap between 81 and 76, 75, whatever it is. There's also some levels. Well, this is just the more local level of where we're at right now with Bitcoin. These are the levels I'm looking for. If we start dropping out here, we also have a regression trend from the last week. So if we start dropping below this value area low here of 94,000, we do have a gold pocket, which is going to be the last line of defense here for 93,600 for a bounce back into this range and to stay within this regression trend to keep climbing up. But if we lose the regression and we lose this previous week range, our November naked point of control is sitting at 91. If we lose that, then we're going to probably be rotating the full range for November down to about 87, was where the new December monthly pivot's coming in. Value area low for the month of November is down at 86. But anything below that, and I'm thinking we're going to fill in that CME gap between 81 and 76,000, which we have multiple targets down here for. We have daily pivots that are on tabs. We have previous week's naked point of control. There's like lapping on top of each other. It's disgusting how many points are down here for 75 to 76 all the way to 79. So I have similar stuff like that. But if we want to look at some altcoins, we can definitely take a quick look here. Let's see here. What are we at? Let's go take a look at ONDO real quick, since ONDO is pumping. Where's my ONDO chart? ONDO Coinbase. Here we go. So ONDO overall, oops, this is the 4 hour. Let's jump out to the daily here. ONDO's just ripping, dude. I mean, we pretty much smacked through the all-time high of 148, right? Just continuously running here. We had no volume, so we're entering price discovery. As you guys can see here, the last big target that we had was once we started to get above this resistance zone here between $1.98 was a big resistance zone for a while. Once we got above here, the big target was 119. We got that, which was a small little range here for the month of June back earlier this year. May, June time. We got up here. And there was just this one point of control. After this point of control, the volume really drops off, which, no surprise, this massive pump comes right now when the altcoin euphoria is happening, right? We have Bitcoin at new all-time highs. Then we got Bitcoin chopping sideways. And then the Bitcoin dominance has dropped down to 55. It's pumping back up to 55, 56 right now. But a massive drop from 61%. That's the trifecta that you need for altcoin season to start. And obviously with low volume up at these levels, once we got above 119, it was blast off zone for ONDO. Any other altcoin you want to hit up, or just
nothing particular, man. Whatever you want.
We was talking about GALA, Crusader. You got a chart for GALA?
Let me see. Where's my GALA chart? GALA. Let me see. Is this my GALA chart? Okay, here we go. Yeah. So right now, obviously, this is for this little range right here is the month of November, right? This is the month of November here. Our first big target, we're finally starting to break out. Like if you look at GALA, look at this massive, like just downward trend that we've been in for the last, since what, 2024, since March of 2024, we topped out at 8 cents, and we just been in this massive downward trend. So if we get the yearly regression trend from the first quarter of this year, let's see, January 1st, all the way to the end of September, which is the third quarter, since the fourth quarter is still developing here. Just a nice, easy regression trend, right, for the year. We're finally starting to get that breakout here. Big first target, which is massive resistance back here, was this $4.06, right? 4 cents and a half. Then we start entering this big blue zone here, which is another historical regression trend that we've been in. Not regression trend, sorry, just a volume profile. Big is going to be 5 cents. We get above that, we have our next big target of resistance and support here, which is 0.57, and then the value area high here is around 6 cents. And obviously the March high back in earlier this year was 8 cents. So that's my overall big target. We do have some other targets up at 12 cents and I don't have it marked here on the chart, but 8 cents right now. I am in a 5x leverage long around 4 cents and a half, give or take, on GALA, and I'm aiming for that 8 cents. So that's what I'm looking for GALA. Overall, GALA's had a lot of issues in the past with what was happening with their founders and tomato, potato, fugazi, right? But overall, a pump to 8 cents is nothing too wild for GALA, which is a crypto gaming token that is going to have, it's like those dinosaur coins, right? Like XRP, who thought XLM, right? XRP's ugly stepsister was going to pump 500% in 1 month, when literally nobody ever talked about XLM, right? Everyone was just talking about XRP. We're seeing the same thing happening with HBAR. We're seeing Quant even pumping now. And we saw Sandbox. Nobody's talking about the metaverse, yet Sandbox is up like, an astronomical amount right now as well. See what Sandbox is up. Sandbox is up 249% this last month. Who thought a metaverse coin was going to start pumping at this period of time? So 8 cents is what I'm targeting with my trade for GALA. I think there's kind of with FD White was saying earlier, was basically looking for the coins that are having a little bit of a move but haven't had a major move just yet. Those are the ones that I'm getting into small, low leverage, long swing trades for the future, for the big pump to the upside.
Right on, man. Well, I appreciate it. Let's FD, let's see what you got, man. Bring you on up.
I got AVAX, man. So AVAX.
Let's go.
Earlier on X, man, we were at about 40.
couldn't help it. I'm sorry.
Okay. I enjoyed it. But we were talking about this earlier on X, man, maybe about, I don't know, a while ago, probably about 7-8 hours ago. We were saying we need to 50 is the line in the sand. 50 is the line in the sand. My chart is kind of messy right now. Let me actually clean this up a little bit. So I mean, we back December of 2023 is when we started to make our way up. Bear market bottom. Check my TikTok. I told everybody on TikTok to buy AVAX at $9. So I started to post it, but I said, you know, I'm not that type of guy. Everything's pumping, so why take credit now? When everything is pumping, I hate when people do that, but it's cool. We went up to $50, man. Got rejected. This was back in December of 2023. And this has just been a line in the sand. We finally got above it, and this one, the top of the market before we had this top back in March, got up to $65. So this is what I'm targeting. Remember the $65 area right now. Came down, used it as support a little bit, finally broke through it, and then we just, you know, we went all the way down and dumped back down to about $15 or about $17. Made our way back up, took a little bit of time. Now we were starting to we needed to break this $44, $45 level. We were playing with this multiple days. Finally got back above that. So what I'm looking at right now, $50 is not only a psychological level, it's also you know, I have my circles here. This is what we've been, one of my major SR levels, my support resistant flip levels. So I'm looking to hold this. I'm actually in a long right now. I'm in a long. I wanted to see a couple hour candles close above 50. We held it above 50. Now we're at 51.15. So I opened the long, and I'm actually targeting $200. That's my target. But you know, short term, I'm targeting $65. Which, well, first we need to get back to this level here. This will be at about $61. But really, I'm this cycle high. Once we start breaking these cycle highs in these coins, that's when things get interesting. I think AVAX hasn't even got the bid yet, and it's starting to move already. So it's going to be a little choppy in this area, I think, around this $50 area. But once we get above this $60, $65 area, now we can potentially go back up here to this 618 at about $95. And then, like I said, I'm ultimately targeting, and this is a leverage swing trade. So it's a kind of high leverage, but I put a little bit of money behind it, so my liquidation level is kind of low. But if I get liquidated, I get liquidated. I'll just try again, because I really think this is one of the ones that's is next in line as the legacy coins get a bid. So hopefully we can hold above, you know, this this $50 level. Even if we come down to like $46, $47, I'll be okay with that. But I'm really targeting that $65 area. If we can hold above here fairly soon, we see how these coins are pumping. So fairly soon, $65 is my first target. And then after that, I'll just I think I'll ride it out, because I think it's gonna move fast. And if we see things like HBAR moving like 40%, we see, you know, Algorand and XLM, XRP, all these coins that have, you know, been around since last cycle, all these L1s that are moving. I think AVAX has not had its turn. So I think AVAX is next in line to have a nice big pump. So hopefully I can catch that pump and make a nice significant gain from this AVAX. And this is one of the ones that haven't pumped yet. So like me and Crusader were talking about, we're looking for coins that pumped a little, but not that major pump. And I think AVAX is due for one. So hopefully we can get back to this, you know, like I said, back to this 65, and then my second target is $100. And then my final target, I don't know what my final target is for this bull run. I'm not making a price prediction, but you know, 250. If we get to 250 and I'm still in my trade, I'm probably gonna be out of there. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully I don't get liquidated, because I usually have stop losses. I'm not setting a stop loss. They're not about to come get me, not this time. So I'm hopefully this one plays out. And if not, we'll try again, because I'm pretty sure, you know, barring the market, the whole total market just collapses, I'm pretty confident that not HBAR, AVAX is going to make a move. And I've been pretty good with calling these calls. Sometimes I've been a little bit early, like with HBAR, I was a little bit early, but it pumped, you know, maybe like 20-25% from like 7 cent to like 13-14 cent. That was like 100%. And then it just did this. So, you know, sometimes I'm a little bit early, but you know, I'll take a swing at it a couple times and hopefully hit a home run, one of them.
I think so, bro. I think AVAX is underrated, bro. I think AVAX is definitely underrated.
Y'all know, I'm bullish AF with AVAX, man. I
think it's in the bullpen.
Long standing, man. They have some great deals in place. I urge you guys to please go look at that. one, the block, it works. Okay, so I actually use that as an on-ramp, off-ramp. So taking it from Coinbase out to different exchanges. AVAX is one of those blockchains that I use to move around funds because I trust it. And, you know, they have the gaming narrative. They got deals with major retail in place. Like, read up on it. Like, I'd say do what you want to do with your own money, but read up on it. Like, if you want to look at something that has the backing and the utility, you know, that's one of the things that I always look at is, you know, who's backed by big players, what kind of utility are they bringing to the market, does it work? You know, and AVAX checks all the boxes for me personally. So I'll let you guys kind of figure out what it is you want to do. All right, let's go ahead and start wrapping this up here. If you guys were late to the game, check it out, man. We already closed our trade. It was funny. I'm sorry if you missed it. It happened early, and it happened really, really fast. We closed this out within a minute. All right, we saw that 25%, of course, with fees and all that stuff, knocked us down to about 23. We closed it out. Shout out to Alex, though, man. He told us to look at HBAR. We did, but you guys made the play. You are still sitting at 81% long. It's funny that you guys are still voting. This is long gone. All right, we did it. We made the play. We're up over 100%. I think I'm just going to use you guys for now on to do my day trading, and that's it. I don't have to do anything else. I'll just listen to you guys because it works. And if you guys are not tracking yet, me and FD are actually going to be on Billy Goat Tales tomorrow. So super, super excited, very humbled that, you know, Billy Goat Tales and the team is going to have us on tomorrow. So come on over. So what does that mean, though, for our show tomorrow? We're going to slide it left 30 minutes. All right, so tomorrow we will go at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know that's a curveball for you guys, but that'll give us an opportunity to jump over to Billy Goat Tales, be on time, be punctual, and be professional. So hope to see you guys over there, and hope to see you guys again tomorrow. Want to say thank you very much, the Blockchain Crusader, for coming on with us tonight, man. It is much, much appreciated. And I will pass it over for you to give a little goodbye to the people on the way out of here.
Yeah, man, it was great being on here. I'll be happy to come back anytime. Just guys let me know. It's always fun hanging out, doing some TA, talking with different people, see where everybody's mindset is at, right? We're all looking at different charts and using different styles, but looking at always very similar levels. And then, you know, if anybody wants to check me out, you guys can just check me out, Blockchain Crusader, on YouTube and TikTok. And then on X, I'm just BTC Crusader. Blockchain was too long. It's just BTC Crusader over there. And that's about it, man. Just making content, hanging out, and just trying to enjoy the pumps as we get them.
Let me pull that up for you. I will do that. I do have your YouTube and your X down in the details. So definitely, you guys, if you want to be able to reference that, that's down there. But let me pull up his actual YouTube, and let's get over there real quick. There we go. Gotcha. I got you.
You guys want to hear about
some
XRP? Want to hear about some XRP hate? Come on over to my channel, guys. We can talk about XRP all day.
Yeah, you ain't about to say nothing. Not about XRP, man. That's a community, bro. That community, they'll flip on you in a minute too. I think they were going after Jenna there for a minute because she was big on XRP, and then she was like kind of like tapered off, and I think they started going after her a little bit.
It's that cult, bro. It's that cult-like mentality, bro.
It is, man. I sometimes Ada, the Cardano gang, a little bit too. I don't think they're as serious as XRP, but I've seen them get stirred up, man. They are very much I don't know,
bro. I gotta say, when it comes to the XRP community, I have not seen a single other altcoin community that gives as much engagement, whether it's a good video or a bad video, right? Whether you're talking bad about it or you're talking good about it, talk about XRP and people will appear out of the thin air, bro, out of nowhere. your videos can be tracking on 200 views consistently. Talk about XRP, bro. Talk about XRP. That's a guaranteed 10,000 views on TikTok. Easy for your engagement to pump, bro. It is wild. I don't know where they come from. I don't know if they all have like some system that they're logged into, and the private ledger like sends everybody a notification. Hey, you're an XRP holder. Go engage with this video or something, because they're everywhere.
Dude. So it's funny you say that, right? Because one of the things that I kind of alluded to earlier in the show, and I was like, I'm very interested. So LBC was on last night. I think it was last night, and his channel, like, or his views like went through the roof, and I was like, interesting. Like, what triggered the algorithm, right? Like, same show. I got it. What triggered the algorithm? And his show, it's not XRP. His show is called Markets After Dark, MAD. So I was like, okay, what were the trending coins over the last 48 hours that people were searching on Google? You know what the number one coin was? MAD.
MAD is a coin?
Bro.
Oh my goodness.
So I was like, wow. Like, so the name and then him saying probably MAD throughout the show triggered the algorithm.
Wow.
It was wild, man. I was like, that's super cool though. And I mean, hey, dude, congrats to him pulling the views. Let's go. Love to see it. Love to see it. My dude LBC in the house. But you know, it's wild what actually triggers the algorithm, because you're always like, what's the sauce, man? How do we trigger the algorithm here? So,
every time I want to get engagement, I talk about XRP, bro. I talk about XRP.
Hey, XRP, 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 XRP.
You just gotta say anything, bro. Just anything, and just boom. I mean, on Instagram, I went up like 700 followers in one day.
Good
talking
Lord.
about on one XRP video.
That's wild.
50,000 views, 2 videos back to back talking about XRP. It's wild. I don't understand it. It blows my mind.
Hey YouTube, did you hear what we said? XRP. All right, cool. We're gonna wrap this one up, man. Again, hey, shout out, appreciate you, man. FD, love you long time, my dude. And with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for the night. We love you guys. Trade safe, be safe, and we will see you again tomorrow. We're out of here.
Go, 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 yeah, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range, cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why they say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.